Okay, everyone, welcome. I hope you're all doing well today. And even if you're not feeling your best, please know that you're not alone in that. Now, I realize that most people don't really buy into the law of attraction. I know what's probably going through your head right now. You're thinking, this stuff is just bogus. It simply doesn't work. It's all just some kind of fantasy. If it were real, my life would already be where I wanted to be. I totally get it, because there was a time when I didn't believe in any of this either. But something happened that changed everything. It wasn't some overnight transformation, and it wasn't due to any kind of magic trick. Instead, it was something very real that I learned through pain, through struggle, and through real-life experience. And so, today I'm not here to try to teach you like some kind of know-it-all guru. I'm here to talk to you like one human being to another. I'm someone who has felt totally broken, who has faced failure head-on, who has cried alone in the dark, and who has still managed to find a way to get back up. There was a time when I felt totally stuck in my life. Everything around me seemed to be going wrong. I was flat broke, completely unmotivated, and worst of all, I had absolutely no belief in myself. But then I discovered something important. It was something that most people tend to overlook. It's something that's actually inside every single one of us, but that very few people truly know how to properly harness: the power of your mind. Your mind isn't just a simple tool. It's the actual steering wheel of your entire life. And if you don't take the time to learn how to properly use it, then life is just going to keep driving you straight into walls. I started to really notice certain patterns emerging. When I was thinking negative thoughts, more negativity just kept coming my way. When I was talking about myself like a loser, I just kept on losing. But when I really forced myself to believe that something better was on its way, when I clearly visualized it, spoke about it, and acted as if it was already happening, the world around me slowly began to shift. You can call it energy, you can call it science, you can even call it faith. I really don't care what you call it. But the basic truth of the matter is this: what you think, you attract. What you believe, you ultimately become. This isn't just some fluffy philosophy. This is straight up reality. So, if you're currently feeling stuck, if you feel like nothing in your life is working out the way you want it to, then this video isn't just another video to watch. This video could very well be your turning point. Because today, I'm going to break down the real truth about the law of attraction. I'm going to cover what it really is, why most people fail when trying to use it, and how you can use it step by step to change absolutely everything about your life. This isn't just some random video. This is a mirror. And if you watch until the very end, you might just meet the most powerful version of yourself, a version you've never even encountered before. And hey, if you happen to be learning English, this is also a really great video to practice and improve your listening comprehension skills. So let's get started. Part 1. What exactly is the law of attraction? Well, the law of attraction basically means this: whatever you're constantly thinking about, you're actively attracting into your life. Let me explain it to you in the simplest terms possible. Your mind is never truly off. It's always working and processing. Even when you're sleeping, even when you're just sitting quietly, your mind is still active, humming away in the background. And whatever thoughts you think most frequently are the ones that will ultimately shape your reality. For example, if you constantly keep saying to yourself, "Nothing good ever happens to me," then guess what? Your brain is going to start actively looking for proof of that statement. You'll miss out on opportunities that come your way. You'll ignore blessings when they're right in front of you. You'll stay stuck because your mind has become convinced that you're simply unlucky. But now, let's just imagine this for a moment. What if you actually changed that thought? What if you started saying to yourself, "Good things are definitely on their way to me. I'm becoming a better person every single day." Even if life is currently difficult, even if you're feeling exhausted, just saying those positive words every day will start to gradually shift your inner world. And when your inner world changes, your outer world is basically forced to follow suit. We are all where we are today simply because we thought ourselves into this particular position. If you don't like the position you're currently in, then it's high time you started changing your thoughts. Think of your mind as being like a powerful magnet. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. And what you are is what you consistently think. So, the law of attraction isn't just about passively wanting things. It's actually about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts those things. Always remember this. If you can clearly see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Close your eyes for a moment. Can you vividly see the life you truly want? Can you see yourself as successful, healthy, loved, peaceful, and confident? If you can see it, then it absolutely can happen. But you must genuinely act as if it's already yours. That's the crucial secret that most people completely miss. You must feel like it's already happening before it actually happens. You must fully believe it before the world even gives you proof, because real faith always comes first and solid proof always comes later. Now, I know that you might be thinking, but isn't this all just imagination? Yes, it totally is. But let me ask you something. Wasn't every single building first imagined by an architect? Wasn't every single movie first imagined by a screenwriter? And wasn't every amazing dream first born in the mind before it eventually became a reality? Your imagination is not fake. It's actually the blueprint of your entire future. A human being can do absolutely anything, but only when he or she finally believes, not in magic, not in luck, but in himself or herself. Now it's your turn. Take just 1 minute right now. Close your eyes. Visualize the person that you truly want to become. Really feel it. Breathe it in. Believe it. That's your first step. Part 2. Why does the law of attraction actually work? Let's get real here. Most people hear about the law of attraction and assume that it's simply positive thinking. Some others believe that it's just a form of wishful dreaming. But here's the complete truth of the matter. The law of attraction is not magic. It's actually mental programming. And in order to understand why it works, you really just need to understand one thing. Your brain is basically a machine, and it unfailingly follows orders. Let me explain this a bit further. Every single day, you have somewhere around 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts. And most of them are actually the exact same thoughts you had yesterday. And here's the really shocking part. 95% of your life is being directly controlled by your subconscious mind. That basically means that the way you wake up, the way you react to stress, the way you talk, walk, eat, think, love, and earn money, it's all automatic, based on your pre-existing programming. And who was the one who programmed you? It was you through years and years of repeating the exact same thoughts, the same fears, and the same limiting beliefs. So when you say to yourself, I'm simply not good enough, I always fail, nothing ever really changes, you're not just speaking idle words. You're actually training your brain to keep living that exact same reality. Let's talk a little bit about the science behind this. There's a tiny part of your brain called the reticular activating system, or RAS. Its main job is to filter out what you consciously notice and what you unconsciously ignore. Let me give you a real-world example to illustrate this. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to buy a specific car, and suddenly you started seeing that exact same car everywhere you went? That's not magic. That's simply your RAS at work, basically saying, hey, you've been focusing on this particular thing, so now I'm going to actively show it to you. Now, let's just imagine this for a moment. If you focus every single day on what you absolutely don't want, I'm completely broke, I'm exhausted, I absolutely hate my life, then your RAS will basically filter out anything good and only show you more and more proof that life is in fact terrible. However, when you focus on what you do want, I'm learning new things. I'm getting better every day. Success is coming my way. Then your brain will start finding proof of those things as well. Every single thought that you have has energy. Science has actually proven that thoughts are made up of electrical impulses or tiny signals. When you think something, you create a vibration. That vibration directly affects how you speak, how you feel, how you move, and even how people respond to you. So when your overall energy is desperate, fearful, and negative, you basically attract chaos. But when your overall energy is confident, clear, and grateful, you will attract peace and tons of new opportunities. This is definitely not just fantasy. This is a combination of neuroscience, quantum energy, and habit reprogramming. This is truly one of the most powerful truths you will ever hear in your entire life. When you clearly visualize something, your brain actually reacts as if it's already happening in real life. Athletes use this strategy all the time. Before a race, they will see themselves winning. They can feel the movement, the victory, and even the finish line. And when the real moment comes, their brain isn't surprised by any of it, simply because it's already done it 1,000 times in their mind. Now, just imagine doing that with your own dreams. If you want to speak confidently, start by seeing yourself doing it over and over again in your mind. If you want to be wildly successful, don't just simply wish for it. Start walking, talking, and thinking like someone who already is. Let's talk for a minute about Jim Carrey, the famous actor. Years before he became truly successful, he actually wrote himself a fake check for $10 million for acting services rendered. He dated the check for 5 years out in the future. Every single day, he would visualize receiving that check. He acted as if it had already happened. Years later, he ended up getting a role in Dumb and Dumber. And his paycheck for that movie was exactly $10 million. This is definitely not fiction. This is focus, belief, repetition, and action, all combined with a deep internal alignment. Most people fail because they simply don't understand this. They think that the law of attraction is just about sitting around in complete silence and passively imagining things. But let me tell you something completely honest. The law of attraction is not passive. It is, in fact, active. It actually requires focus, discipline, and a full emotional alignment. You can't just visualize a better life. You must also speak like it, act like it, fight for it, and think like it's already yours, even when reality seems to look like the complete opposite. Your subconscious doesn't really respond to words alone. It mostly responds to repetition. If you tell yourself just once, "I am confident," it won't do much of anything. But if you say it every single day, "I am confident," "I am powerful," "I am focused," over time, your brain will begin to truly believe that it's true. And when your brain fully believes it, your behavior will automatically start to change. That's the entire formula. Repeated thoughts, beliefs, behavior, and ultimately, reality. Here's the part that's really scary that most people don't even realize. Whether you believe in the law of attraction or not, it's already actively shaping your entire life. Because every thought, every feeling, and every belief that you have is actually a signal that you're sending out into the universe. So if you're constantly careless with your thoughts, if you keep constantly saying, "I'll never change," then that will end up becoming the truth. But the moment you actually take control, the moment you deliberately start thinking on purpose, that's the very moment that you actually start actively designing your future. Part 3. Why do most people fail when trying to use the law of attraction? Let's just start with this hard truth. The law of attraction works 100% of the time, but most people simply don't know how to properly work with it. They assume that just saying, "I want success," will somehow magically bring them success, or that writing a few affirmations down on paper is somehow enough. But then they immediately go right back to their same old thoughts, same old habits, and same old fears. And when absolutely nothing changes, they just throw their hands up and say, "See, I knew this didn't work." But here's the brutal truth. The law of attraction doesn't fail. You do. Mistake number 1 is wanting something, but also doubting it. This is probably the biggest mistake that people make. You may say, "I really want a better life," but inside your heart, you're also saying, "But it will never happen for me. I'm just not lucky enough. Others can achieve it, but not me." So, what are you actually attracting? It's definitely not your wish. You're actually attracting your own doubt. The universe doesn't give you what you specifically say. It gives you what you truly believe. If your words are saying yes, but your inner energy is screaming no, your energy will always win out. Imagine 2 different people planting seeds in a garden. The first person says, "I truly believe that these flowers will grow. I'm going to water them every day." The second person says, "I really hope they grow, but they probably won't. What if the soil is bad?" They're using the same seeds, but one of them will grow and the other simply won't. Why is that? Because faith combined with action will always produce real results. But doubt will kill them off before they ever even begin. That's exactly what most people do with their own dreams. Mistake number 2 is wishing for something without actually changing. You can't just live your life the exact same way and expect different results, but that's exactly what people do all the time. They pray for success and then spend the next 5 hours watching television. They claim that they really want love, but they still hold onto pain, jealousy, and fear from the past. You can't just say, I really want something new, while still living in the old version of yourself. The law of attraction is not a shortcut. It's not about somehow skipping the hard work. It's actually about transforming your own inner world so that your outer world will start to shift naturally. Mistake number 3 is obsessing over the how. This is where even really smart people tend to fail. They say, okay, I believe that I can be successful, but how will it happen? Where will the money come from? What if nobody helps me out? Here's the honest truth. Your job is not to try to figure out every single detail of how. Your main job is to believe, prepare, and then move forward. Most people don't even move in the first place because they don't currently have a perfectly clear path. But the law of attraction works a lot like a GPS. You don't see the entire road laid out in front of you. You only ever see the very next turn. But you still keep driving because you trust that the destination is already set in the system. As a perfect example, let's talk for a minute about a man named David Goggins, a former U.S. Navy SEAL. He used to be overweight, depressed, and working as a pest control guy. One day, he just said to himself, this is absolutely not who I'm supposed to be. He had no idea how he was actually going to change his life. But he genuinely believed that there was more to it. So he started running, training, and pushing himself beyond his own pain, even when absolutely nobody else believed in him. Today, he's one of the toughest endurance athletes in the entire world. He didn't know exactly how it was going to happen, but he still moved forward, and the path eventually appeared. Mistake number 4 is giving up way too early. This one silently breaks dreams without anyone even noticing it. People will try something for just 1 week, nothing happens, and so they throw their hands up and say, see, it obviously doesn't work. They give up way too soon because they're addicted to quick results, and they're not really committed to growth. But here's what they simply don't understand. The law of attraction actually has a bit of a built-in delay. The universe is basically testing your real faith before it gives you your reward. You don't plant a seed and then dig it up every single day to see if it's actually growing. You trust the entire process. Here's the real lesson to learn from this. When you actually ask for something and then keep working steadily toward it, you'll ultimately pass the test. But when you ask for something and then immediately start to doubt, fear, and then give up, you end up delaying everything. Mistake number 5 is using words that actively block your blessings. Words are very powerful, but most people tend to use them carelessly. They'll say things like, I'm just so unlucky. I'll never be confident. Why does this kind of thing always happen to me? This is just who I am, and I can't change. You may think that you're just joking around, but your brain absolutely isn't. Your subconscious is constantly listening to everything that you say. If you keep telling yourself these kinds of negative things, you're not just simply speaking them aloud. You're actually programming your entire future. A much better way to speak would be to start small. Say things like, I'm learning something new every day. I'm definitely becoming more focused. I trust that the right path is opening up for me. You don't necessarily have to outright lie, but you absolutely have to gently lead your mind forward because it actually believes whatever you tell it most often. Mistake number 6 is not feeling what you say. You can say 1,000 different affirmations, but if you say them without actually feeling any kind of emotion, they are essentially empty. It's definitely not just the words themselves, it's the feeling behind them. Say, I am powerful, but really feel it deep down in your heart. Say, success is definitely coming to me, and actually smile like it's already here. Emotion is basically energy, and energy is really the true language of the law of attraction. Mistake number 7 is living in the past. This one is mostly invisible, but it's also deadly. Many people claim that they want change, but their minds are still fully stuck in pain, regret, failure, and heartbreak from the past. And if you keep thinking like the old version of yourself, you simply cannot create a completely new future. You absolutely must decide to let go of the past, because the law of attraction only really works in the present moment, the now, the energy that you actually hold today. The law of attraction simply doesn't care about what you want. It only responds to who you are actively being every single second of every single day. So if you want to attract more into your life, you absolutely must become more. Right now, ask yourself, which one of these common mistakes am I personally making? Be brutally honest with yourself, and don't feel any shame, because self-awareness is truly the first step toward real change. Then, choose just one thing to stop doing today. Replace it with a better habit. Just focusing on that one thing will completely change your entire direction in life. Part 4. How can you actually attract anything you want step by step? Let's just start with the straight-up truth. The law of attraction is not about simply dreaming big dreams. It's actually about becoming. You simply don't get what you want. You get what you're actively ready for. So, if you truly want to change your life, you absolutely must change how you think, how you feel, and how you act every single day. And for that purpose, here is a highly effective step-by-step process. Follow this exactly as if your entire life depends on it. And I promise you that your life will genuinely begin to change for the better. Step 1 is to clearly decide what you actually want. Most people have absolutely no real clarity. They'll say things like, I just want success. I just want to be happy. I just want more money. I just want total freedom. But those are not really goals. They are just vague wishes without any real form, without any real direction, and without any real destination. If your desire is not crystal clear, your energy will just become totally scattered. And when your energy is scattered like that, your ultimate results will basically become nothing. So the first actual rule of the law of attraction is this. Be precise. Be specific. Be brutally honest with yourself. What exactly do you really want? Don't just say, I want money. Say, I want to earn $5,000 per month doing meaningful work that I truly enjoy. Don't just say, I want love. Say, I want a healthy, respectful, and peaceful relationship with a loving and supportive partner. Don't just say, I want peace. Say, I want to feel calm, confident, and present every single morning when I wake up. Make your desire a clear picture and not just a blurry sentence. Because if you don't even know what you're actively asking for, how on earth will the universe actually know what it's supposed to deliver to you? Step 2 is to visualize it every single morning and every single night. Your brain doesn't actually speak in words. It really speaks in pictures and in raw feelings. So every morning after you wake up and every night before you go to sleep, spend about 5 minutes deeply visualizing your desire. Not like a movie that you're just watching on a screen, but actually like a real life that you are truly living. Close your eyes and clearly see it happening. Feel your hands actually holding it. Feel your heart really smiling with pure joy. Feel your breath as calm and as strong as possible. Because the more real it really feels on the inside, the more real it will inevitably become on the outside. This is definitely not just simple imagination. This is actually mental rehearsal. This is exactly how true champions are made. This is exactly how truly great dreams are actually built. Your mind absolutely must see it before your hands can ever even touch it. Step 3 is to feel the strong emotions before it actually happens. This is really where most people tend to go wrong. They'll say things like, I'll finally feel happy when I actually succeed. I'll finally feel confident when I actually lose weight. I'll finally feel powerful when I finally get that great new job. But that's actually the complete opposite of how energy actually works. You must actually feel it now in order to actually attract it into your life. Ask yourself, if I already had it, how exactly would I feel? Would you feel peaceful? Then start feeling peace now. Would you feel grateful? Then start feeling true gratitude now. Would you feel proud? Then walk right now like you're already very proud of the amazing person you are actively becoming, because your emotion is your powerful signal, and your signal is your strong magnet. Step 4 is to act like it's already yours. This isn't about trying to pretend to be something you're not. It's actually about preparing. Don't just sit around and wait for your amazing dream to just magically appear. Start living like the kind of person who has already earned it. If you truly want to be confident, start speaking with real power today. If you want to be truly successful, start waking up early, staying really focused, reading, and always learning something new. If you want to be wealthy, start carefully managing your current money as if it really matters. Because when you directly align your positive behavior with your own powerful beliefs, you're sending a truly strong message to the entire universe. You're basically saying, I'm not just hoping. I'm not just begging. I'm already actively becoming. And the universe will then respond accordingly. Step 5 is to use positive affirmations to actively program your mind. Positive affirmations are definitely not just magic words. They are actually just specific commands for your brain. But they only really work when they're specifically in the present tense, highly emotional, and consistently repeated. Don't say, I will be confident someday. Say, I am confident now. I am getting stronger every single day. Don't say, I hope I become successful. Say, success is flowing to me now. I am completely ready for total abundance. Say them aloud. Say them with genuine belief. Say them every single day until they eventually become your true inner voice. Because if you don't actively control your own self-talk, it will inevitably be controlled by your past pain, your past fears, and by the negative aspects of society. Step 6 is to take just one small action every single day. This is the specific part that most people will carelessly skip. They assume that the law of attraction is really just about sitting around and simply waiting. It isn't. The law of attraction actually responds most strongly to positive motion, and not just a simple emotion alone. Every great dream really needs a solid bridge, and that bridge is your actual action. If you sincerely want to learn English, then study for about 20 minutes every single day. If you sincerely want to become physically fit, then walk, train, and actively move your body. If you sincerely want to grow your business, then call someone, build something, and actively share your brilliant ideas. Action is basically what proves that you are actually serious. If you don't actually act, then you're really just hoping. But when you act, even in small ways, the world will automatically start to move along with you. Step 7 is to absolutely trust the timing. But definitely don't ever quit. The biggest trap is this. People will do absolutely everything right for a few days, but then, when they don't immediately see positive results, they just immediately give up. That's a lot like planting a small seed and then just walking away simply because nothing grew in just 1 week. You're not just actively attracting immediate results. You are actually actively building a completely new identity. You are also actively changing who you really are. That process will always take time, but the ultimate reward is forever. The exact dream that you truly want has its own perfect time to arrive, and it really is coming. If you just keep showing up, don't rush the process. Don't panic about it. Just completely trust that what's truly meant for you is absolutely already on its way. Something that you may not even realize is actively working directly against you. Those things are what we actively call mental and emotional blocks. These are really the quiet killers of your most cherished dreams. They actively block your real energy. They actively cancel out your very best intentions. And they actively destroy your very best signal, even when your mouth is saying all of the right kinds of words. So, let's now uncover them all, and then let's actively remove them forever. Block number 1, unhealed pain from the past. You keep saying that you really want love. You also keep saying that you really want peace. But deep down inside, you're actually still actively carrying all kinds of serious wounds. You still actively remember the serious betrayal, the harsh rejection, and the hard failure, the precise moment that life genuinely broke your heart and nobody actually helped you out. And as long as that serious pain is truly inside of you, your energy will just always be deeply defensive, terribly fearful, and totally closed off from other people. And here's the raw truth. You simply cannot actively attract abundance with a heart that's actively full of genuine pain. You also simply cannot actively attract real love with a mind that's actively full of pure fear. You absolutely must genuinely heal. You also absolutely must genuinely release the past. And you also absolutely must genuinely forgive. Not for them, but for your own well-being. Because the law of attraction actively responds to your real emotional frequency, and not just to your spoken words alone. If your ongoing frequency is full of all of that old pain, then no matter how much you sincerely dream, you'll unfortunately just keep actively blocking what you really want. So, how exactly do you genuinely heal? Start by honestly facing it head on. Actively write down the exact moment that completely broke you. Cry real tears if you genuinely need to in order to fully feel it. And then just tell yourself, I am absolutely no longer that exact same person. I truly honor my past, but I am absolutely not defined by it. I now actively release this pain, and I now fully allow myself to begin again. And then just actively let it go. Even if you have to actively do it 100 times, just keep actively letting it go until your heart finally feels light. That's exactly how the true energy actually clears. Block number 2, a deep fear of personal responsibility. You keep saying that you actively want more success, but do you genuinely really want it? Real success actually means pressure. Real success also truly means discipline. And real success definitely means personal responsibility. And deep down inside, many people are actually afraid of that. They're not really afraid of genuinely failing. They're really afraid. What about the consequences if they actually achieve victory? What happens if people start expecting too much from me? What if I completely lose control? What if I'm simply unable to handle the pressure? This kind of fear generates resistance within you. You might be moving forward, but a part of you is simultaneously pulling backward, and that internal conflict blocks your ability to attract what you desire. So, how do you overcome this? You confront your fear head on. Ask yourself honestly, what exactly am I afraid of if I were to actually succeed? Write down all of your fears, no matter how irrational they might seem. Don't judge yourself for feeling them. Instead, try to understand where they come from. Then, reframe your thinking. Tell yourself, I will grow into the person who is capable of handling success. I don't need to be perfect right now. I simply need to continue evolving and becoming the best version of myself. Confidence isn't about the absence of fear. It's about making the conscious decision to keep moving forward even when fear is present. The third major block is a lack of self-worth. This one is particularly dangerous because it often hides behind a facade of positivity. You might outwardly say, I want more, but deep down inside you feel, I don't really deserve it. And that feeling of unworthiness has a powerful impact. If you don't genuinely believe you're worthy of love, financial abundance, good health, or inner peace, you will unconsciously push those things away from you. You might even sabotage promising opportunities, choose to surround yourself with toxic people, and remain in your comfort zone, playing it small and staying quiet, because your subconscious mind believes you're simply not good enough. But here's the truth. You don't get what you want. You get what you believe you're worth. Therefore, you must actively raise your self-worth to match your desires. How can you rebuild your self-worth? Start with this simple, fundamental truth. I was born worthy. I don't need to prove my worth to anyone. I don't need to earn it. I simply need to remember it. Look at yourself in the mirror every day and say aloud, I deserve to win. I deserve love. I deserve peace. I deserve the life I dream of. Say it with the conviction of a warrior. Say it until your body truly believes it, because the law of attraction can only bring you what you believe you deserve. The fourth block is an unclear sense of identity. You desire change, but you constantly find yourself saying, I don't even know who I am anymore. If your sense of self is weak or uncertain, your energetic vibration is also weak. And if your vibration is weak, your ability to attract what you want is diminished. You simply can't attract a clear and fulfilling life with a confused identity. So, stop defining yourself by your past pain and trauma. Stop introducing yourself to the world as someone who is broken, lost, unlucky, or lazy. Instead, consciously choose a new identity, one that aligns with your highest vision for yourself. Focus not on who you were, not on what others say you are, but on who you are truly ready and willing to become. How do you strengthen your identity? Ask yourself, who is the future version of myself that I aspire to be? Is she confident? Is he bold? Is she peaceful? Is he disciplined? Now, start living as that version of yourself today, even in small ways. Walk like that person, talk like that person, think like that person. And gradually, your energy will align with your new identity, and your life will begin to reflect that energy. The fifth block is impatience and desperation. When you relentlessly chase your dreams with a sense of desperation, you inadvertently push them further away. When you become overly impatient, you send out a signal of lack and scarcity. The universe interprets this as, I don't trust the process. I need this now, or I'll fall apart. That kind of energy is rooted in fear, not faith. And the law of attraction doesn't respond to begging or pleading. It responds to unwavering belief. You must shift your mindset from, I desperately hope it happens, to it's already mine. I'm simply walking toward it. How do you make that shift? Let go of the need to control the timeline. Trust the process and continue preparing as if your dreams are already coming true, even if you can't see any tangible evidence of it yet. Say this to yourself every day. I don't chase, I attract. What truly belongs to me will find me at the right time and in the right way. Then, focus your energy on becoming a better version of yourself, rather than obsessing over getting results faster. It's not just what you want that truly matters. It's also what you're holding on to that's preventing you from achieving it. You can recite affirmations all day long, but if your energy is still filled with pain, fear, shame, or confusion, nothing will truly shift. You must first clear the space within you. Clear the mental noise, heal your emotional wounds, and let go of the past. Speak your truth with courage and rise above your limitations. Because when your energy is clear and aligned, your desires manifest quickly, not because of some kind of magic, but because you finally stopped blocking what was always meant for you. Part 6. The truth about your inherent power. You were never meant to be ordinary. There's something vitally important that I want you to understand right now, something that perhaps no one has ever told you, or maybe you simply forgot it along the way. And here it is. You were never born to live a small, insignificant life. You were never meant to merely survive, struggle, and remain silent. You were born with immense power, with incredible energy, with a unique purpose, with a mind that's capable of imagining, a body that's capable of creating, and a soul that's capable of feeling. But somewhere along the way, someone or something made you forget that. They told you that you're not smart enough, that you're not as lucky as others, that you should stay in your lane, and that dreams are not for people like you. And the most tragic part is that you believe them. You started living your life based on their limited beliefs. You started doubting your own inner light. You started shrinking yourself to fit into boxes that you were never meant to inhabit. But deep inside, a voice still whispers, there is more. More life, more strength, more joy, more the real you. And that's precisely why you're watching this video right now, not by accident, but because your soul is beginning to awaken once again. This isn't simply about the law of attraction. It's about remembering who you truly are at your core. The law of attraction isn't just about acquiring things. It's about identity. Most people mistakenly think it's about acquiring cars, money, better jobs, or romantic love. But that's not the essence of it. It's about you becoming the strongest, clearest, and highest version of yourself. It's about awakening the version of you that already exists deep inside, but has been buried beneath years of fear, guilt, pain, and silence. And once that version of yourself is awakened, you don't just attract a better life. You actively create it, you command it, and you ultimately become it. The law of attraction works most powerfully when you become unshakable from within. You don't beg, you don't desperately hope, and you don't try to control the external world. Instead, you take full control of your inner world. And when you do that, the outer world naturally begins to align with your inner reality. You speak as if your desires are already fulfilled. You walk with the confidence of someone who is chosen. You move forward as if the door is already open for you. You smile with the certainty that the future you desire is already here. Because now you know, with absolute certainty, That if you can hold it in your mind, feel it in your heart, and act on it with unwavering faith, then nothing in the world can stop it from becoming your reality. That's not just wishful thinking. That's a fundamental law of the universe. Let's be honest with ourselves. The people who have truly transformed their lives weren't chosen by the universe. They weren't inherently special, and they weren't born with perfect lives. They were simply people who made a firm decision. They said to themselves, "Enough is enough. I'm not going to live like this anymore. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care who doubts me. I don't care how difficult the journey might be. I will rise above it." And they did. Because the moment you fully commit to your decision with your heart, your thoughts, and your actions, the universe has no choice but to respond. It doesn't respond to mere wishes. It responds to clarity, unwavering belief, and consistent discipline. It's not too late for you. You're not too weak. Maybe you're sitting in your room right now, feeling exhausted and overwhelmed. Maybe you're in pain, confused, and afraid. Maybe you've tried and failed countless times. But I want you to hear this truth deep in your soul. You can start from this exact moment, and you can change absolutely everything. Your power is not lost. It's simply dormant, waiting to be awakened. And now it's time to wake it up. So what should you do right now? Here's a roadmap to guide you. It's not complicated, but it's incredibly powerful. First, decide exactly what you want with unwavering clarity and write it down. Second, visualize it every morning and every night until it feels completely real to you. Third, feel the emotions associated with already having what you desire: gratitude, peace, and a sense of inner power. Fourth, take consistent action every single day, not to prove anything to the world, but to become the person who is worthy of receiving that dream. Fifth, speak life into existence. Use words that build you up rather than tear you down. Sixth, let go of fear, pain, doubt, and your old, limiting identity. You're not that story anymore. Seventh, trust the process, even when you don't see any immediate changes. Eighth, stay ready, because when your time comes, you must not hesitate or flinch. And most importantly, ninth, never forget who you truly are again. You are the source of your own reality. You are the vessel. You are the miracle. You don't need luck. You need alignment with your true self. Don't just learn about the law of attraction. Live it, breathe it, and become it. Don't just ask for a better life. Become the kind of person who creates one. Don't wait for signs. You are the sign. Now, I'm speaking directly to you, the person watching this right now. You are meant to see this. You are meant to wake up. You are meant to rise. And I don't care what anyone has ever said about you. I don't care how long you felt stuck. Because starting today, everything can change, not through magic, but through conscious decision. You already possess the power within you. The only question is, will you finally choose to use it? Because you absolutely can. And I believe in you, even if no one else does. Thank you for watching this video. But more than that, thank you for being strong enough to reach this point. That means you're ready. And I want you to never forget this. You are powerful. You are not broken. And everything you desire is waiting for you to believe in yourself again. Let this be the day you remember who you truly are. May your thoughts become clear. May your heart become light. May your soul become free. And may every single thing that was meant for you finally find its way to you. You're not alone.